Is it time to dump Ulty? So there's been a lot of chatter around Ulty lately. So you can see that we're trading around $5.30. So there's been some confusion around the weekly payouts versus the monthly. Well, I just want to clear things up that the math is the same. So the news that Todd released about them not doing a reverse split, so that does have some implications for people using margin. So if you're trading Ulty on margin, and this is where the experience of Todd and myself comes into play. So other YouTubers, they're entertainers, they're video makers first, and they're investors second. So Todd's an investor first, and he's a YouTuber second. So he's been doing this for decades. He's not the type of guy that got a Robinhood account during COVID and started thinking he's a stock guru. He's the real deal. So with that experience that he and I have, we have the wherewithal to see what the future problems coming with yield max stuff, with that NAV decay, with that erosion. As we get down to these lower share prices, the maintenance could be going up. And if you're using margin and you get a maintenance raise, it can put you in bad situations and force you into margin call. And when you get margin called, that's the end of the game. You can't really come back from a margin call without some, really basically getting lucky in some high-tech maneuvering. So going from a 50% maintenance like Ulty, if they were to, get closer to that $3, and I guess if it gets below $5, it's a case-by-case basis depending on, how concentrated you are into Ulti. With a maintenance change, you're going to have to switch. So Todd is going to go into detail on his strategy session over on the Discord on how he's going to navigate the yield max landscape right now, with them saying they're not going to reverse split, how that's going to change and how that's going to influence, where he's putting his money and telling his audience where to put their money. Because if they're not going to reverse split, we could be forced to go other directions. So join the Discord. Go over to the strategy session. Use promo code Mike, M-I-K-E, for a 10% discount. My video yesterday, it was about inverse ETFs and playing puts when we're at the market highs. The SPXU was up 8.2%. Had you watched that video and made a move, you would have did pretty good today on those puts that we bought and some of those inverse ETFs that we bought. Remember, guys, don't get over leveraged into one thing. So those folks that are super high into Ulti, if Ulti changes their maintenance, they're in a bad situation. So if you were high into tech today, you got hurt. If you're high into Ulti and they switch to maintenance, you're going to get hurt. So join Todd's Discord. Go over to the strategy session. Let's check out his ideas on how he's going to navigate yield max and Ulti, going forward. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys over there in the Discord and on the Circle chat, and looking forward to next week buying some stocks on discount.